get off stage, people be like, you funny, but I think you hate white women. And that's not the case. I don't hate white women at all. I don't got no ill feelings. If anything, I'm inspired by white women. I aspire to be a white woman. I wish, one could dream, Oh, it'd be fucking lit. I'd be a trans white lady right now, dog. It's a great life. This is fucking lit. Seriously. You know why? Because white women use their privilege for good. They do. You do. All jokes aside, like, they use their power of protection for good. Like, let's think about this. The Me Too movement was started by a black woman, right? Nobody gave a fuck. One white lady jumped on, every dude in this room is canceled right now. It's fucking amazing. That's why I want white women to start getting shot by cops. I'm not saying kill all white women, okay? 2.
That's just a little jokey joke. We all love all types of women here, but we do gotta talk about the the release memo or text between a woman who apparently is dating a NFL star, and she texts her sister, the keys, the steps to secure a black athlete, whether it be NFL, NBA athlete. And what's to do. So we're going to cover that today. All right. So, yeah, we're covering what in the world. White woman exposed for allegedly coaching each other how to lock down black athletes after leaked text go viral. All right. So she takes down and she's telling her little sister, all right, literally step by step, the rules that she has to abide by if she wants to secure an athlete, a black athlete, at that level, who's a star player. Rule number 1 is the foundation to lure an athlete with a pick-me mindset. So she says he is the prize. He's the prize. Remember, he could change your life. You can't change his.
Stop.
I mean, there's no video, but go ahead.
Salute to those white bitches right there. I want to say that's a good white woman right there, raising good white generation. In my Uncle Ruckus voice, that's a good there white woman. Yes.
That's a good white woman
Him
right there.
Is the prize. You can't change shit. You are a subtraction sign, ho. Anytime he see your ass, you are subtracting money, time, energy, motherfucking bandwidth of capacity. You don't do shit for him.
You don't run shit around here, and you have to recognize the market value. Now, I do want to say, a pick-me mindset. He's the prize. He can change your life. You can't change his. This is a mindset that is strictly transactional. I want to get that just out in the open before we even go into this. I mean, you might fall in love during the process of this woman, but this is a mindset that if you're looking for love, this is not the woman you want to talk to. Depending on, some people don't even believe love exists right now. It's right now, it's so hard out here. You should be so happy that you were married, bro. But yeah, it's crazy out in this bitch. Now, if you're also a athlete who has assets and potential and NIL money and all that stuff, yeah, you're going to get the world thrown at you. This goes back to our first episode 1. The whole thing with no, it's not even just episode -2 or -1 or something with Joy Taylor with the whole Meg Thee Stallion shit, or was it episode 1? I'm not sure if we did both of them or not, but yeah, basically I said men with status are going to get it thrown at them, and it's not a competition between a man and a woman. It's more of you gotta be aware of that with guys who have money, power, respect, especially in sports, completely, they're athletic, getting these huge contracts. They're constantly getting inundated with texts, DMs, cheerleaders, women on the sideline, freaking coaches' daughters, and whoever, any woman out there, it could be somebody at the restaurant, it could be the barista, it could be a waiter, waitress, bartender. Once you are in an area, the woman's eyes have noticed you. Now there's an opportunity, So we have to keep that in mind. Now there's some women who are gonna try to play the whole hard to get thing, and then there's some women who are gonna be like this, and they're gonna be like, he's the prize. Remember, he can change your life. You can't change his. And that is a different level of game. It just is.
Yo, I think what one thing I will say, I sent you a little note in our joint. One thing I will say is that when they are grooming, and I know that this might be something that is bad, but this is real. This is really real. And I think a lot of people need to understand that, like you say, this is something that it's a mindset, and they have to men discernment back to that conversation.
Back
Back
to
to
that
that
conversation.
conversation.
So, yeah, we're going to continue with this. Now, rule number 2, dealing with cheating. Don't look for it. If it's if it's just a fling, let it go. He's a prize. Remember, he can change your life. You can't change his. Once again, she's inundating her little sister with the idea that if you get cheated on, remember, he's the prize. You are not. If it's just a fling, let it ride. And once again, like I say, this is a situation where it's not about love. It's strictly about access and providing a certain lifestyle. You know, and I can't knock it because some people want that. Some people prioritize stability, as whatever lifestyle they're doing over I fell in love with this person, I grinded with this person, and all this stuff. Now, granted, this might lead towards a multi-million-dollar divorce. However, that doesn't hurt the woman; it hurts the man. Let's go on to step number 3, or rule number 3, I should say. Completely integrate yourself into his life where he can't function without you. Now, this is something that you can do this if you want to get a man, period. It's not
Yeah,
about getting an athlete.
let's not get no athlete there. Nope.
Almost every one of my girlfriends got me that way. They just came and integrated themselves in my life and just never left. And over time, it's like, yeah, you're pretty useful. You're pretty useful. But at the end of the day, I think that's kind of what relationships are, though. Let's be real. It's about a give and take. It's about somebody who can build with you. So if you can completely integrate yourself in somebody's life, I mean, this looks like a little predatory because it's like where you can't function without you completely. But it's something in there that I think is admirable to be there for somebody in every way that you can if you're really trying to court them.
And I must have missed. Well, clearly I missed. Rule number 2 must have been remember rule number 1, and
Rule number 2 was dealing with cheating. Don't look for it. It's just a fling. Let it go. He's the prize. Remember, he can change your life.
like,
Yeah, reinforce
but
that. Yeah.
but this right here is a complete contradiction, because if you can integrate yourself into his life, then you can change his life. If you can make his life easier, if you can make
Mm.
his life simpler, if you can make his life a little bit less stressful. And again, like you said, this isn't even to the point of an athlete. If we are talking about not white women right now, women in general, to not get a man of status, any man, if you remove the first 2 rules and you start with rule number 3 as rule number 1, and say integrate yourself into a man's life to where you are a need and not a want, when you are a legitimate asset, not a liability, And this is the thing. Like I'm speaking right now for myself. I I I am not. Me and my wife aren't the traditional, marriage where I'm the breadwinner, the head of the household, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife, my wife job go gets it. She's a go getter. So with the dynamic of our home, I fall into the relative role of the homemaker. You know what I'm saying? I take care of our kids, pick up, drop offs, lunch, cook dinner, make breakfast, whatever the case may be. So with that, as I am looking at myself as like the woman in this situation, making myself available to my wife during crucial moments is super impactful. Now the reciprocation is where now it's deemed on the other person, because this is where we talk about gender roles and we talk about the patriarchy and everything like that and how things fall. When a man doesn't meet certain expectations or doesn't hold so much weight, or there is a lack of respect going, the role that I take can be something that can be demeaning, diminished, because it happens with housewives all the time. You see what I'm saying? Like it happens with housewives as they lose themselves, and then what happens is they tend to draw back. And if you become something long enough to where that person doesn't need you, where they can function without you, where they have to figure it out by yourself, that disconnection can be rooted so deep that it's hard to fix that condition. You
You
know what
make a
I'm
great
saying?
point,
So
man. You make a great point because if women are seeing this list, and me, I gave credit to this rule to some degree, but like you're saying, you're gonna get lost in the person sometimes, you know? And I do think that if you're a person who has any inkling of passions outside of just getting married to somebody who has money, or even just getting married to somebody, period, you're going to get to a point where you're like, it's not enough. Like life is not enough. Even if you got the money and all that shit, you're gonna feel like I am now trapped in this life that I chased so hard to get, and now I want more for me and what I like. Think
it's no
about it. Think
fulfillment.
about it. Yeah, don't fulfill me. You're gonna be treated like what you are. A woman who takes care, who gets cheated on, a woman who is taking doing all the laundry, making all the food plans, making sure that I got my travel plans, my booking and all that stuff right. You're going to be a glorified secretary in your own relationship at some point, and I think the human spirit just doesn't vibe with that sometimes. So there is a cautionary tale to be told for this rule. But
Well, I think there's but to this point though, now there is real degrees. Now, I know they started off as white women, but if you look at realistically, there is not. I don't have the stat, but there's a true delineage between I'm here for the money to get the bag, or I'm here and shit grew and I caught this man in college and I'm cultivating what I want because I know what's about to come attached to it. That is, you're muted again. You're muted again.
I keep muting myself because I don't want to cough into my. So basically, no, you're right. There's a difference between somebody being your high school sweetheart or college freshman sweetheart, and you guys are just, getting to know each other, and you guys are going on little dates here and there. Maybe he doesn't get NIL money, but he ends up, years three, four, getting a starting role, and boom, like takes all, I think gets drafted, and that's a beautiful story that you get like, we met in college, we met in high school, whatever it may be. It's another thing where when you see these sharks, and this is what
Yeah,
this is, yeah,
that
you know
yeah,
these women
yeah.
who are completely struck because there's a business in this now. There's a whole business in teaching women how to get men of who have wealth.
And
So
I know we started off with the white woman, and I don't want to get off this. We can go, but I don't want to make this exclusive because Brittney Renner is one of them ones.
yeah, but she's
She
not very
when
happy,
you
is she? She did what she secured the bag, she secured the man, all that stuff. Divorced, single, with a kid. You know, she might have dated Kevin Gates, but now he let her go too. She became Muslim for that nigga, and now she's just trying to figure herself out. Like that's just crazy, you know. Like you are now
Shout out,
again throwing
shout out
yourself in
to,
the whole mindset of throwing yourself into a man. She's doing it over and over again. That's a cycle.
but to your when you made it, like, you got to understand too, women have made this a career choice.
Yes,
Like this is
it's
like a
crazy.
legitimate, it's a legitimate career choice. Like, I worked for Chase, now I work for HSBC, now I work for
But you
motherfucker,
know what the
like they.
risk of that is? And you know what? Let's get to. I'll get to it later. Let's get to rule number four.
Okay.
Rule number four: don't embarrass him. Don't cheat. Don't text other men. This is what I was gonna say. This is the risk of that. That if you look at this as a job and you are looking at this as a job, this nigga's gonna piss you off at some point.
Nigga,
And
and you are sending your resume to anybody.
exactly.
On my soul, nigga. Ivana be motherfucking looking at resumes at work. I'm like, damn, nigga.
On the job, bro. So yeah, if you look at this as just strictly transactional, like it's a job, this is your career. I'm a career athlete girlfriend or athlete wife. You know, this is going to. Some people will take it. Some people will take it, and you know what? At the very worst, we get a divorce, and I'm good. I'm set. And then get to go find my real love. You know, like that's the strategic mindset of these women that the games these women are playing, because it happens so often. You know, the story's been.
Bro, but do the math though. If do the yes, Brittney Renner ain't ain't happy. So what? I who cares how? No disrespect. Yeah.
No disrespect, Cole.
Put me up on that.
You made it this far, you are a real one. Thank you. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more daily content from your boys from Everything Is.